All right, so I'm here with Prathamesh Bongale, and Prathamesh is one of my Java Specialist newsletter readers, and I always have a welcoming email when people join, and we started chatting, and he looked very interesting. Sounded very interesting. He lives. Where do you live, Prathamesh?
So I'm basically from, first of all, thanks, Dr. Hens, for having me on your, live stream. It's, I would say, honor to be on my first live stream. So I'm
First
basically
live stream.
from India, I'm born and brought up in India. And for my work, I moved 6 years back to South Africa, Johannesburg. So I've been resident here for last 6 years.
Yeah, and I'm from Cape Town, so this is we're relatives.
Yeah, exactly. I was very when I saw your welcome email and I saw you basically moved from Cape Town. I was like, oh, I should have either came 18 years before or you should have waited for 18 years and then we could have
Yeah, we
met
went to 18
personally.
years.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So tell me, you also had some interesting comments about your journey in learning Java between India and South Africa and some of the differences. Do you want to expand on that a bit?
Yes. So, my first introduction to Java was between my break between my first year and the second year of my graduation. Not break, but we had our vacation, between those 2 years. So, in India, what's mm, do we, I don't know if I think people still or the students still do this, but we have this private coaching classes running all around the suburb or all around the areas and they will just tell you that okay, learn this particular topic or this language and it's going to help you after your graduation. I did not had any specific thing to learn or any programming language in my mind, but I know a very good teacher who I told I just don't want to spend my summer doing nothing. I wanted to learn something, and she told this there is a programming language called Java, and it's very interesting. It's going to help you. And the moment first learned my code to write on the command prompt, and it was printing on command prompt, the star program, you have to make the pyramid. And I was like, oh, you can do this. And I've always seen people doing this on TV, and you see this hacking movies, and they run something on their command prompt, and it starts printing. So it made me really happy, and that was my first introduction to Java that I had. And after that, I started to that vacation I learned, and then we had some courses to be done during our graduation as well. So that was the first introduction to Java in my life. It was
And when
around
was that?
2011,
2011.
2011,
Okay, wow. So you've been going
2011.
for almost 14 years.
Not complete 14 years. So after my graduation, I got job in one of the multinational companies in India, which where I thought that my assumption was when you join any company, you just get to work on what you like, and I thought I'm going to work on Java, and I'm going to learn more. And to my surprise, they started teaching us something called as AS400. It is exactly like mainframe, brother
Yeah,
of mainframe,
yeah.
but it was specifically built for insurance point of view for insurance product.
Yeah.
And then I was learning. I worked in there for around 2 to 3 years. Before then, I had to, fight my way inside the organization to, I want to move to big data because that was a big thing that time. It had a lot of name. Everyone was speaking about big data, big data, big data. And then um, I wanted to move in that space. But then they said that you need either experience in Java or you need to have 2 years of big data experience. I did not have both of them. So I took a project where they were doing a POC for one of the large banks in Europe. And then, they told that I can work there. And then they gave me opportunity. That's how I, started working in Java. I think it was end of 2015, 2016. My professional journey for Java started.
You have to be lucky in your career, you know. you have to, there's a lot of luck
Yeah.
involved, I find, because
No, doubt.
you got to be good. You got to be good at what you do, but you also
Exactly.
I got involved in this company in South Africa, and they were doing this weird language called Oberon, like no one's heard of. I mean, it's like very weird, strange language,
Yeah.
and and then they was evaluating Java, and they asked me, do I want to join that team? And I was like, oh no, should I continue with C++ or Java? And I didn't like Java at all. But I thought, hey, you know what, I'll learn something new. And so I got into this team, and that was 1997. And then I and then I 2 years later I was already teaching courses on Java because it was a tiny language at the time. You could learn it like in a week. You'd learn everything there was to know about it. But it's just complete luck that I got into this, and right at the beginning, not right, but really near the beginning. And of course, it's also hard work. But if you're not lucky, if you don't get into the right thing, if you didn't get into that, and tell me, your transition from India to South Africa, did that have anything to do with your Java career, or was it just random as well?
No, it had to do with Java because now when I started working in Java, I realized most of these banks or even like, Python was something that they didn't wanted to build their application, enterprise application. Even like maximum places, all the banks, if you see their backend was somewhere Oracle or MySQL, and their the middle layer, the business logic, everyone had it in Java. So I think Java played a major role for my transaction from for my for me to working in South Africa because that's how I got my first opportunity in 2017 for a short. It was a short term opportunity. I came here for 3 months, and they were like, we'll be very happy with how you work, and we will like you to go ahead and work for more years in, from
Oh,
our company. And that's how I got opportunity and exposure to the outer world, other than how, the things work in India and how people pursue their career. Yeah.
that's amazing because I know to get into South Africa to get a work permit and all of that, it's not easy. It's like really hard. Like, it's,
Tell me about that. It's till I think till this year, I was struggling with getting the renewals, and it was so difficult.
yeah, yeah.
But I think the government is now reaching at that stage where they have identified the importance of such resources which they required for their growth, and now they're helping us in getting the visas quicker. If you just have the right documents, you have the companies in line. I think nowadays I have seen people talking that critical skills visa, the one that you get here in South Africa, is much more quicker.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, from when I finished university,
Yeah.
I finished my first degree in '92, and I mean, probably most people who finished left South Africa. In '93 was my honors, and then '97, '96, '97 was my PhD. And but the people that I studied with, especially honors and before, they all left. Most of them, not all, but a lot of them left. So you have this exodus out of South Africa because it's
Yeah.
a lot of them had connections to the UK, so they could get a visa there, or somewhere to the States and other countries where it was easy to immigrate to Australia. But then it was so
Exactly.
hard to get in that people would leave, but people couldn't come back in to fill the void. So well done for managing that, Prathamesh. Good for you.
Thanks. And yeah, and an interesting fact that I found that when you completed your degree, I may not have even been born that year, maybe. So
Yeah,
your
that's
whole
actually
career is
that's quite
my
common. I often have that when I teach a course. I say, who